Hi everybody, Ray Harwood here, owner of Good Clicks. Do you know when your anniversary is? I'm not talking about when you got married. I'm talking about when you started with Zoom. That date is very important to you. You have a Zoom license anniversary date. And whenever that anniversary date runs around, any annual licenses that you have will be renewed and you'll be charged for them. And you really won't be able to go back and go, oh, but I didn't want to renew it. It's your responsibility to look at your licenses and understand what you're about to be billed for before the billing process starts on your annual renewal. I highly recommend that you actually do this annual renewal review every quarter. There are some things that you can look at and go, look, we've got too many licenses for Zoom Business Plan or Pro or whatever plan that you have. And you can actually adjust those prices in between. There are some licenses that you can't really adjust. For example, I've got 3 Zoom Events licenses. One of those is an annual plan, and you really can't adjust that annual plan, or can you? There's a couple of ways to adjust the actual quantity of people up and down. The problem is you can't do this without contacting an account executive or an account manager or whatever they're calling your main contact at Zoom. So let's take a look here at what you should be looking at. So here's what my current billing screen looks like. You need to go to admin, go to account management, and go to billing. Now keep in mind, it needs to be an owner or an admin that does this. If it's your average everyday user, let me caveat that. There's 2 types of average everyday users. There's that really what I consider the average everyday user who is on an account by themselves, and you are the owner, the admin, and the only user on your account, and that's fine. You need to be looking at this. Maybe you only have a Zoom account. I can tell you that I've seen numerous threads on the Zoom community about I didn't or I did want my account to be renewed. The other type of average Zoom account person is on a larger account where there is an owner and maybe 1 or 2 admins and everybody else just has access to their account. Those average people can't really look at this section. You need to make sure that someone is looking at these so that you don't get charged for something that you really didn't want to have. So back here, I've got 2 Zoom One Pro accounts. I'm just one guy and I actually have 2 accounts, and there's a variety of reasons for that. I do a lot of consulting for people, and sometimes I need 2 accounts. There are actually several basic accounts on my organizational account, and sometimes I just need an average user to go in and kind of play like they're there. So the other part here is my Zoom Events licenses, and here you'll see the 3 of them. I have a Zoom Events 500 attendee license, which I like to refer to as the legacy license. This license I started in October of 2021 when Zoom Events first became generally available, and it was only $20 more a month than a webinar account at that point. And so it's been very, very valuable to me to be able to kind of have free reign over this for just the 20 extra bucks a month. And there are some advantages to me keeping it at only $20 a month over the Zoom Webinar 500. The Zoom Events Unlimited, I don't call it unlimited because it's really not unlimited. There are certainly limits to it. I call it a Zoom Events Annual, but you will see it listed as Zoom Events Unlimited. I have a 100 attendee license, and I bought this license about 6 weeks ago, 5 or 6 weeks ago. And it says service effective date June 2 of 2022, but it certainly was not. I was actually surprised when I got this that I was only billed something like $140 or so, because the actual price is $1,490. So this is an annual price for the ability to have unlimited meetings. It's unlimited meetings, but it's not unlimited attendees, and there's some other things not unlimited about it, but unlimited number of meetings basically on the account. And it's only $14.90. It's worth it to me to have this, to be able to have my own Zoom events. I actually create Zoom events in this license that I show to my clients before I actually create their event. and their events go down here in the Zoom events pay per attendee bucket. But this, you can see, is going to renew on June the 2nd, and I'm recording this on May the 25th. And so in 7 days, in a week, this charge is going to hit my credit card. And I need to be aware that that's going to happen. This charge is going to hit it because it hits it every month. And my annual charge for my 2 Zoom One Pro accounts will also hit it all at once. So, I've also got Zoom Phone. That's a monthly subscription. And I've got the Zoom Cloud Recording, which I have the 200 gigabytes. I pay $40 a month for that. I pay an annual fee to have Zoom translated captions on my account. It's just a personal account. It only goes to me personally. It does not go to everyone on the account. So if you are a business or higher user, you already have that on there. But if you're a Zoom Pro, you have to ask for it. And it took me weeks to get this approved. And I did have to sign a contract for it. But none of these other things have I had any requirement to actually sign a contract before I would get it. The Zoom translated captions was the only thing that I've ever signed an actual contract for. I made an inquiry into this cancel plan bit, and I said, well, gosh, why can't I cancel my plan? If I wanted to cancel this one, why can't I just click cancel the plan and cancel it? And the answer was, well, you have to go to your account exec or your account manager in order to do that. Why do I have to do that? Oh, because you signed a contract. And the reality is, I have not signed a contract for any of these things. And, again, except for the translated captions, and I understand that. The other issue that I really have with this entire process is that it appears to me, I've heard from no one who has said, oh yeah, I got a reminder email that said that my accounts were going to be renewed. No one that I know has seen that. And if you've seen it, put something down in the comments below so I can contact you and I want to understand what you got and how you got it. It's also interesting to me that I didn't even have an account exec. If I did, no one ever contacted me. But this past Saturday, it's Thursday, May the 25th. This past Saturday, I got an email from someone saying, I'm your account manager. And I immediately wrote back and said, oh, thank you. Here's a little bit about me. And by the way, I'm a Zoom community champion. I have Zoom events, and I try and do a lot of things with Zoom. Even as a solo, it's just me in the company. And I've not heard any response back. So I know they're busy. And he can't take the time to answer every email he gets, I'm sure. But therein really lies the problem as far as I'm concerned. That is that there's no automated communication. My guess is that I will not get a communication in a year from now saying, oh, your annual licenses are about to renew. Would you like to chat about them or anything? Zoom doesn't want you to get rid of anything, and Zoom doesn't want you to get rid of anything. Well, I get worked up easily sometimes. It's just not good business practice when you have large, high dollar, and I'm going to be honest with you. Looking at my Zoom Events 100, that's only $1,490. Here's the Zoom Events pricing. 100, it's $1,490 a year. If you have a 500 user, it's $5,000. If you get a 1,000 user, it's $10,000. A 3,000 user, it's $26,000. If you get a 5,000 user, it's $42,000. It used to be on there. You used to actually be able to click on there and get there, but now it says contact sales. You need to see my other video about Zoom Events licensing. It explains the difference between the Zoom Events annual unlimited plan versus the pay per attendee plan. So again, all I'm really here to do is to warn you that you need to be aware of what your annual license renewal anniversary date is and take a look at these in advance. My suggestion is you need to look at them at least a month in advance, because you don't know how long it's going to take you to work with your account executive to actually get it canceled. And once it renews, I've heard from many people, you can't get Zoom to take that renewal away. Make sure that you plan early. And I'm actually going to put out on Facebook and LinkedIn sort of a quarterly reminder to make sure that you check your licenses regularly. Quarterly would be great. Monthly would probably be better, but who has the time for that? Quarterly would be great, and you certainly need to do it a month or two before your annual renewal date. I'm Ray Harwood with Good Clicks. Contact me if you have any questions on Zoom events or anything Zoom. I'm usually in the Zoom community. I'm there. I'm on a number of places, and I'm happy to answer your questions about Zoom. I look forward to talking to you again soon. Bye-bye.